No, in the spirit of what the Holy Bible said, vanity upon vanity is called vanity. You know, people should, as much as possible, run away from materialism. We have all come into this world naked, and we are definitely going back to hereafter naked. I always give people example of something. Alhaji Dandurgu was the richest person in the whole of Western Sudan. The richest person. People used to come from Persia, from different parts of the world to just come and see his house. Now his house is a sugarcane plantation in Zamfara State. Even those that are even there do not even know about him until you give this. He was the merchant that was the boss of late Al Hassan Dantata. You know Al Hassan Dantata? He is the father of Aminu Dantata, who is the richest man. You know, and Al Hassan Dandurgu was a small boy under Mansa Musa from Mali, who was on a pilgrimage servant to Saudi Arabia that came with over 10,000 camels, donkeys, horses, and the rest. He was the one that gave Alhaji Dandurgu the money to build that house. When he went on the pilgrimage, it is his money that served as the nucleus of Saudi richness and the richness of Egypt. On his return, he died. Alhaji Dandurgu emerged as the richest person. When Alhaji Dandurgu died, the chief coordinator of his cattle, not cattle, donkeys, that used to carry donkeys, was the Aminu Dantata. And Hassan Dantata, the father of Aminu. Hassan Dantata now emerged as the richest merchant as a result of Kola Nut caravan trading across the West African sub-region. You cannot trace the house of Mansa Musa. You cannot trace the house of Alhaji Dandurgu. You cannot trace the house of Alhaji Al-Hassan Dantata. When Dantata died, an orphan came to the house, and some of the Dantata family members begin to say, "No, you are a grandson to our father. You are not our son. So don't be using Dantata. Use your father's name." He now changed the father's name. He began to use Aliko Dangote. Now he's the richest man in Africa.
Can you imagine? The small world.
You see? And when you think of this thing, not even going far, uh, uh, by the time I begin to tell you the trajectory of my life, I will be clouded by emotion if I tell you that I started almost greater part of my life as an orphan. When my father died at the age of just 9 years, I was just 9 years. It was a very tough, very difficult destiny. He was a traditional ruler that served the country for almost 70 years, but he died living for us. Not even not even an inch of any piece of land, talk less of houses and what have you. And what he left in his bank account was just about, I think, 470 naira. And that affected my educational sojourn at 2 or 3 different times when, at the time, the inability of me to pay 35 naira hampered my educational progression. The second time, I was unable to realize money to register for my A-level programs up to the time the registration closed. The third time, I was unable to raise 70 naira to register go to the university. I had to equally be demoted for a year because my mates passed me. So actually, I suffered a lot. I ended up during those trying times being a laborer. There are these people that we call Maguzawa. Maguzawa are those people that are neither Muslims nor Christians, but they are the original houses. They normally go into traditional practices of worshiping stars, sun, moon, rocks, streams, and the rest. So they are near the place I did my secondary school, Madam Fashi. Up to now, I used to go and give them respect as my parents. Greater number of them have converted to Islam, some have converted to Christianity anyway. But I still do go. They were the ones that were my foster parents. I used to hawk, I used to sell for them things, guinea corn and spices. I used to sell across farmlands. I used to sell cola nuts. I used to sell pepper. I used to sell, you know, rice and beans, jollof rice. I used to sell chin chin. I used to sell fura, that is a local delicacy in Hausaland. Yes, I used to sell all those things. I used to hawk them barefooted. Then, as an orphan, and at the end of it, they treat me like their son, giving me all the support and the rest. Until when, at the level of the A level at College of Advanced Studies Zaria, when I started holding responsibilities as students leader, that was what gave me the leverage to be having free tuition, stay in the institutions,
Scholarship.
free food and other things. And my mother then, from my father's house, when my father died, we were 34 that were alive then. I was the only one alive from her, and she was the youngest. She got married to someone else in Zaria, but where she got married was she was the second or third wife, and in the midst of very large compound of about 50 family households. And unfortunately for me, it's a family of those people that were looking at Western education as being an infidel. It's a taboo. So for that reason, if there is any holiday at my secondary school level, I cannot get there. I cannot go to her because I don't want a situation whereby my presence there can cause a trouble that will affect her marriage. So I used to go to those Mabuzawa people, like I told you, near the area I do my boarding school, and cohabit with them till when it is 1, 2 days to the end of the holiday, I will come and greet her and get her blessings, give her some pieces of soap and some few toiletries that I'm able to buy. So uh, at the level of where I started thinking of life was when somebody, Bennett Ademola Joshua, B.A. Joshua, his chambers was at the building of Baptist Secondary School, Liberty Stadium Road, Ibadan. I went there as a youth corper, himself and late Bola Iji. They were classmates and they were neighbors. I was sent to NYSC at High Court of Justice Ring Road, which is near Ademasimba, near Liberty Stadium Road. So I was living with B.A. Joshua because when I went to Ibadan, I was initially I found it difficult to get where to sleep. He now found me under a bridge. He asked me when he realized I was a lawyer. He said, "No, come and be in my house." He gave me a well-furnished bed, a well-standard room with air conditioning, with a television and radio, and with water heater. And this man took me like his son because he never got a son. And wherever I'm going, he will give me transport money. He will be the one to cook for me. That was my beginning of knowing what is called comfort in life. That was the beginning of me, other than in the school as students did, I used to eat meat. That was the beginning of my pleasure. Bennett Ademola Joshua held me very tenaciously, as if he born me. And the Yorubas generally in Ibadan, I became popular because of my dexterity, diligence, and hard work. And at the end of the service year, I emerged as the best youth corps of the year, and I was given automatic employment. So the way he held me, number one, I'm a Muslim. He will be forcing me to be praying. He is a Christian. Number two, a Hausa man from a different extreme near the desert area of northern Nigeria coming to Ibadan, a Yoruba enclave. This man embraced me without showing me any distance, you know. And then my workplace, everybody loved me. My own boss, Mrs. Ogundupe, the head of the library at the High Court of Justice, Ring Road. Then Mrs. Omotola Oyejide, the head of my section. Then Alaja Kudira Taremu, Mr. Babatunde, I call him Uncle Babs, you know, and so many other decent, everybody embraced me in such a way that I wanted to befriend Bostia then. He stopped me. He said, that is not what is in your mind. Enroll and have a master degree first before you begin to. I mean, so the way they now held me, you know, always give me a mirror of reflection that I should strive to help those that do not have the downtrodden, the orphans, and the rest. And up to this moment, Ibadan is my second home. I cherish it. My clothes and everything is still there in his house. Used to go to Ibadan, I have network of this thing. So that it gives me the inspiration to believe that the originality of all of us is Adam and Eve. We are born same father, same mother. All these superficial differences, you know, are secondary. God had wished all of us would have been like the Ethiopians, or like the Indians, or like the Americans, or like these Indonesians. They are the ones, or those countries that have short people, or like the Chinese people. If God, I wish all of us would have been males or females. So all of us will have been same color. All of us will have been animals, not human beings. So I don't have hand in this determining who should be the mother that will born me, when I will be born, by which family, and the trajectory of whether I will enjoy life or I will suffer life. I don't have hand in it. So he taught me this. There is one book I always read from him that time, which is 33 years back, called The Man from Lhasa. I don't see it nowadays, but definitely it gives me a lot of teaching about knowing to be easy in life, generally to be easy in life and to have things so simple. And since then, I now have a resolve that never will a religion, tribal difference, color, geopolitical location, or anything, you know, makes me show any difference to any human being. I embrace all and sundry, believing that the reason why God creates us of different is for us to embrace his ability towards dynamism, to do different things. And that is the reason why I hold all and sundry in the spirit of common brotherhood. If you go to my house, you will see my house surrounded by diverse people. All of them are living free. I said they should live free. Up to now, I don't have the comfort of sleeping on the bed. I sleep on bare floor, in the respect to one of my founding what do you call mentors in life, the late Mahatma Gandhi. I still sleep this thing, and I have dedicated 80% of all my incomes to charity. There are dedicated accounts. Whatever I get, it is going there. 80% is going there. And in my house in my town, Faskari, it's already there with people, refugees there that are living there, and the rest. And I eat only 1.5 times in a day, believing that I don't need to be a gourmandizer, because there are people that find it difficult to even get 1 square meal. And I don't lock the door of my house is always open, and play with children, with everybody. I do believe that I'm only an instrument of God to
God.
show exemplary mission of uniformity of mankind
Mm.
over mankind, and that is what I have been doing. So, B.A. Joshua, really, I can say he is my mentor in life. I don't really know how to appreciate
Shit.
him and thank him. I don't know how to appreciate the Yorubas
Mm.
and thank them. And there are many other people that shouldered my responsibility subsequently. People like late Alhaji Nuhu Babajo in Zaria, people like Alhaji Ahmed Dina was another Abet in Ibadan. He was a cattle merchant. He had Bodija. He assisted me very well. Assisted me very well, and quite a host of others. So I would say B.A. Joshua was my mentor, and but other people, there are other people that really serve as my mentors in professional trainings.
Trainings.
People like who is, I will call the number one man, former MBA president Joseph Daudu, JB Daudu,
JB
Joseph
Daud.
Benjamin Daudu.
Okay.
It was in his chambers I did my law school attachment, and Justice Honora too assisted very well in teaching me guidance of life. The judge then of the High Court of Justice Funtua, he is now deceased, and Yunus Ustaz Usman S.A.N. He taught me a lot. I served under his chambers. Justice Ibrahim Buba, when he was then a legal practitioner, we used to be very close. I learned a lot from them. And there are quite a lot. Some of them, without them even knowing that they are instrumental to whatever I am today. People like Justice Bashir Sambo, Justice Constance Momo, people like Ni Akintola, SAN, Kola Awode, SAN. I draw a lot of inspiration from some of these people. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're
It's
most
quite a
welcome.
history.
You're most
It
welcome.
has a history. So I would like to get a goodwill message to Nigeria finally. And what do you think is the way forward to some of our economic problems?
Well,
A very good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon, my dear. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good.
Okay, by way of introduction, can we meet you? Can we know you? What you do? And who we are talking with today, sir?
Minasara Ibrahim Kogo Umar is my name. I'm a multidimensional man, a lawyer by my premier background, a teacher by coincidence, a security expert by association, an economist by means of an analytical field, a political economist, political scientist by analogy I normally do in various media, and an international relations and diplomatic expert because I'm a diplomat in some respects. So I'm somebody that is a man of very diverse discipline. I'm a traditional ruler, I'm an activist, and so on and so forth. That's the summary of what I can say.
That's very nice, sir. So I told you as you're well organized and you have worked in different levels of organization and you're well exposed. What inspires you to go this far, sir?
Well, I would say is I'm a product of destiny. Let me put it that way, because so many of the things I do, I never envisaged myself that I would find myself doing them. I was born as an aristocrat, which is an accident of birth, from a royal family in northern Nigeria, precisely Katsina State, from Gogo dynasty. Gogo dynasty is the second or third most oldest dynasty in the history of Africa. The emir of Katsina, Dambas Kore, the first emir of Katsina, is from that extraction. And it's a dynasty that cut across diverse states in Nigeria: Katsina, Zamfara, Kaduna, parts of Niger, and some parts of Kebbi State. Uh, the trajectory of my life experience as a student, I was popularly known as an activist because I held several positions, almost 30 different positions of responsibility as a student's leader. I was Secretary General of College of Advanced Studies Students Union Zaria, Public Relations Officer at the Ahmadu Bello University level, Secretary General of the Law Society, Secretary General of the Malam Aminu Kano Memorial Club, Secretary General of Murtala Memorial Club, Secretary General Movement for the Liberation of Palestine, Secretary General Youth Solidarity Movement on the Liberation of South Africa, Secretary General, so many, so many, so many other things. So immediately when I graduated as a lawyer, even though originally I never envisaged myself being a lawyer, I first of all filled a form that I wanted to read either sociology or political science. But my head of department then used his pen and cancelled it and put law.
Nice.
That was how I ended up reading law and ultimately becoming a lawyer. But
Wow.
even at the level of them being a lawyer, I was the deputy senate president of NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students. And later we got to the law school. I was the secretary general to the Students Representative Council. And Nigerian Youth Movement, we formed it there. And we started the political activities at the law school around 1990 to 91. And that gave me a stint into going into political activities. And then for about 40, 45 years back, I started getting engaged in media conversation. Various media programs used to invite me to come and speak on one topical matter or the other, bordering on economy, politics, social relations, security, international matters, diplomacy, and so on and so forth. So, under the Gamji Memorial Club and later Northern Elders Forum, I served for a period of almost a quarter of a century, almost 25 years. So that acculturated me into the real deeper inner sides of the politics of Northern intelligentsia and the confederal setting of Nigeria, and that exposed me and gave me the linkages with so many statesmen within and outside the Northern Enclave. I've traveled widely to different parts of the world, and being invited to deliver lectures in different parts of the world. I've received numerous doctoral degrees, numerous honors and awards from different parts of the world, from the United Nations Organization, from the Commonwealth of Nations, from the Union of African States, from within the country and other blocs. I've received numerous honors and awards, and over 1.5 dozen chieftaincy titles from across different parts of the country. And I have worked in various places as a private legal practitioner. I've worked in a court as a registrar to a court, worked as a reports officer at the High Court of Justice Ibadan and High Court of Justice Funtua, and I worked in various chambers as an associate of the chambers within the country. And I worked with a bank too, Nigerian Agricultural and Cooperatives Bank. Sometime within the annals of my history, 2003 to 2007, I was director of courts and chief registrar of the Code of Conduct Tribunal at the presidency. And I have been a teacher at various levels from primary, secondary, tertiary, and I'm currently a visiting professor to so many universities. And I'm a director with the National Commission for Colleges of Education in charge of legal matters, information, and corporate governance generally. I have been in so many other bodies that are international in nature, like the Greenpeace, like the Amnesty International, like the Rotary International, of which for over 10 years I was its district secretary. And
Rotary Club.
yes, Rotary Club. And I started as an interactor, later on a rotaractor, later on a Rotarian. And Lions International, I'm a member. No, because of I'm a Leo by horoscope, and I'm a member of the Nigerian Bar Association, International Bar Association, Nigerian Association of Librarians, and so many other things because of so many academic qualifications I have in those respects. And I've attended, I cannot say the number of lectures, public discourse I participated, because they are in tens of thousands from across the globe.
This is wonderful, sir. You've actually
I'm married and having 4 children, but as an aristocrat, the door is open probably for more of both the wives and the children.
Oh, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank
sir.
you.
Looking at your level in legal practitioner, what would you say is the greatest achievement so far on the area of legal practitioner activities, sir?
Well, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but what I would say, I can say as my achievement, I think my achievement to the society should be better than my achievement personally. Personally speaking, from the period of 32 or 33 years as a lawyer, I have never one day failed a case. But that one is not an achievement as far as I'm concerned. My achievement has to do with in what respect did the public benefit from my
Services.
intellectual, legal erudition.
Yeah.
I've been a columnist in so many papers, journals, and magazines, and I'm a regular face. I have participated in about 10,000 different media discourse on legal matters and education of people in the law of the Constitution. As a matter of fact, I'm one of those the world is proud to have, as those that have mastered the constitutions of diverse countries more than most lawyers. I think I have the credit of memorizing over 100 constitutions of different countries offhand. And I use the power of the law of the Constitution in my media interactions, in my public discourse, in whatever I do. In an average of 30 minutes program, I can quote from 10 to 50 different sections of the Constitution and jurisprudential works of learned personnel, learned jurists from across the globe. So I have that to my own advantage, but more or less the instrumentality of the Gogo Royal Chambers, the legal firm that I have established, and the Gogo International Royal Court. These two are charitable institutions of helping the downtrodden and the poor people. I've been a champion fighting for the rights of the common man from different parts of the globe. I've been doing that free of charge. I'm somebody who has never taken professional fee from anybody whom I am poorer than. A poor man that believes in using the versatility and the boundless little of what I have in the treasures to assist those that are lower than me. And so I have been doing that for over 30 years. I have been doing that. I've been assisting people with free legal services, free legal advice, free legal representation, free preparation of deeds, free settlement of disputes, and what have you. So I have been doing that for a period of 3 decades. And that I can say gives me more satisfaction than at the level of personal achievements in the field of the legal profession.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank
It's
you.
no doubt you're a philanthropist in the area of legal matters, and you have achieved a lot, and you have helped a lot. Thank you very much, sir. We are looking at all your achievements so far. It's clear, and you might be looking up to somebody that inspired you at the same time. Who could be this your mentor that helped you to move this far? Who is this your mentor, sir?
Something is wrong with the answer. Get it adjusted. So when you think about all these things, your money is all nothing. Don't think of material accumulation. Maximum period you will spend enjoying it, maximum period will not be more than 30 years. Because from the first to 30 years of age, that is the formative period. The real enjoyment is from the age of 30. Whether you want to enjoy a woman, or whether you want to enjoy food, whether you want to enjoy motor vehicles, whatever, is from the age of 30. By the time you enjoy that one for the next 30 years, after the age of 60, you are descending. From 60 to 90, you'll just be managing life. And anything after 90, you are a garbage. And every second of what you have done on earth, you will be accountable to it in the hereafter. There are some people that are over 1 million years in the grave. They are facing tormentation by their own supreme deity. They are answering regarding the quality of life they live on earth. They are answering there. If they live pious, good life, they are enjoying it. Before even the end of the world, when there will be judgment, and then you will decide to be taken either to the paradise or to hellfire. So the simple arithmetic philosophy of human creation is for one to understand that you have no hand in determining who will born you. What will you possess on earth? When will you get it? How will you die? If you ponder over this, then treat everyone as common brother. If you see yourself rich, you see money in your hand, you are only given the money as a placeholder. Hand it over to children of God who are in need. No matter how rich you are, you cannot sleep on more than one bed. Even if you decide to build a 1,000 capacity room, you cannot eat more than one plate. If you gather all the most tumultuous, beautiful women on the world, you cannot sexually satisfy more than one. You cannot ride more than one car or more than one aircraft. And all this is by the grace of God. Simple mosquito can come and discomfort you. Talk less of the angel of death when he approaches you. So people should imbibe simplicity in life. And leaders should believe that they are not given leadership because they are stronger than anybody, or they are from any better background, or they are more educated than anybody, or they are richer than anybody. No! You should appreciate that God decided to select you out of millions. Son of the Pope is not among the presidents. You understand? Son of the King of Saudi has never been a president. So it's not by your own religious or royal background. Nobel Prize winners of literature and education, none of them has ever become president. So it's not by virtue of your education. And so on and so on and so on. The richest man, Bill Gates, is not a president. He's not a president. So if you see leadership, God decide to select you just to give you a test. A test of what? You become vicegerent. That is representative, a lieutenant, representative dispenser on behalf of the supreme deity. You become representative of God in whatever capacity you find yourself. So that at the end of it, you will account for such things given to you. If you pass, enjoyment galore for you till eternity. If you fail, you keep being tormented till eternity. So people, leaders should realize that leadership is all about trust. Trust that you are the representative of the people of God to manage those resources prudently under one spirit, justice. That is it. Be just to all and sundry. If you have the spirit of being just, then God will now give you his own might and ability. Then you will succeed in your leadership. Be just, represent God in balancing justice, in managing the resources on behalf of all and sundry.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Your name once again, sir?
Menesara Ibrahim Gogo Omar is my name. Some people call me lawyer, some call me barrister, some call me prince, some call me doctor, and whatever. But over and above, I'm your friend.
Thank you very much, sir.